Hey, what's going on everybody? Today we have the Breville 4-slice a bit more toaster here. Now this is a really cool toaster with some really cool features, which we'll get into in a second. So I'm pretty much going to go over all the details about this thing, everything it can do, and why I like it so much as a toaster. So let's get into it. The first thing you'll notice is that this thing is completely stainless steel, which is one of my favorite parts because it blends in pretty well with pretty much any countertop you want to put it on in your kitchen. It's also a pretty big area toaster, and it doesn't take up too much space, and by that I mean it can hold up to 4 slices of bread at a time, which is pretty good compared to your traditional 2-slice toasters. But even being a 4-slice toaster, it's still really not that big in size, so you can really just fit it on pretty much any countertop. Now this one has only a couple different buttons and they're pretty easy to use, so I'll go over them one at a time and show you what they do. First, there's a slider down here. You can see you can literally just slide it to whatever number you want from 1 to 5, and that basically allows you to set how hot you want the toaster to get and basically how toasted you want your bread, your bagels, whatever you want to put in there, and how toasted you want that to get is pretty much what you set this to. So if you want them to be really toasty, you set it all the way to the 5, and vice versa for 1. So for the buttons, there's only 4 different buttons here. They're pretty simple to use. I'll start with the ones on the right here, and then we'll get to the one on the left, which is the really cool one. So the one on the right here is cancel, and that means if you already have bread in here and you think it's already done, you just push cancel and it'll pop up back all the way up by itself. The second button from the right here is called frozen, and that basically sets it to heat up a piece of bread if you grab it right out of the freezer or something like that, so it automatically knows to set it at a good temperature for that. Then there's a bagel option, which is pretty useful because bagels do cook at a different temperature than a normal slice of bread or something like that. Now for the one button here that pretty much makes this whole toaster unique is the a bit more button. So if you ever had toast or bread in a toaster before, and it looks like it's almost done but it's not quite there and it's about to pop up, or it does pop up, all you have to do is put the a bit more button and it'll actually add a little bit more of a timer to the bread itself. So that pretty much allows you to make it perfect how you want it without having to micromanage it. Let's say you just want to put it in there for another 30 seconds. Instead of just putting it in normally and watching it and then canceling it in 30 seconds, it'll actually do it for you. So overall, I think that's a really cool feature to this toaster. It's actually one of my favorites. Then if you look at the side here, this is just your normal handle you push down to start the toaster, just like any other toaster would. And overall, I really like this toaster because of the stainless steel design, as well as the a bit more button, which I think is really unique. So overall, this is a really cool toaster.